This is Virtuoso Lesson 184 with Bernard Kitchens on April 20th, 2016. And let's begin with scales 2 octaves chromatically. Nice. Nice. All right, so again, the all of the green scales have 5 black notes, whether it's yellow green, green, or blue green. And if we're looking at alphabetic names for a for any key to have either 7 sharps or 7 flats, for it to be 7, you would have had to go all the way around the circle back to C. So that would either be C sharp or C flat to be 7 flats. And either 6 flats or 6 sharps is exactly the same key, which is green, which from a color standpoint is opposite red. It's the complementary color to red. So with that information, if we're looking at Book 6, Lesson 1, Song 13, what key is this in? Without having to go all the way around the circle, just based on what I just told you, what does it have to be?
Green.
And it can't be C flat or C sharp. So what
Nope.
is it?
So it's, okay, so if all the way back around would be green, right?
Yeah, it is a green. Again, the color green has 6 flats and 6 sharps. So it's either blue green or yellow green, but it's not C sharp or C flat.
So it's, oh, it's,
But C flat can be called something else, and C sharp can be called something else, right?
C flat is also, yeah, it's,
Yeah,
could be.
yeah, it's also B. So what is C sharp also?
It's also B, B.
No, that's C flat. Would be B. C sharp would also be what?
Oh, blue green.
Yeah, but what would that? It would also be alphabetically known as what? That note is either C sharp or what?
Wait, how would you?
Wait,
It's flat.
D flat. Okay, so this key is either B or it's D flat. What is it?
It's D flat.
D flat. There you go. It has to be because it's got flat in it. So again, so basically 7 sharps and 5 flats are the same key, which is C sharp and D flat. Or 7 flats and 5 sharps are the same key, which is either B or C flat. So there's 7 and 5s go together. Okay? So again, we've got, anytime you have 5 block notes, which includes a 5 sharp key, a 6 sharp key, and a 7 sharp key, and vice versa. They're one of the green keys. The 6s are aligned. 6 flats and 6 sharps are both green. And then the 5 and 7s go together with either B, C flat as a pair or C sharp, D flat as a pair. So again, anytime you see a song and you see 5 flats, 6 flats, 7 flats, whatever it is, you're automatically thinking green. Which one is it? It either literally is the key of green, which is far away from C, or it's the tone right above or below C. And so it's just using your logic to figure out which one it is. I want you to be able to do it as both a shortcut and just a sense of logic to be able to quickly determine what the key is and understand structurally another way to look at it. So let's look at then Song 13. And without doing the rhythm, let's just go over what we did last time and just run through all the pitches. So you're starting with the 1 and 4 fingers. And let's just run through the whole song straight through, no counting. then jump up. And that's expand to the octave. Expand to the octave. Yep, there you go. Just move your second finger. That's all you got to do for that one. In between. Nice. And you're already there. So just and two. No. Do that again. That sequence right there in measure 10. Middle of the measure. Start with it 1, 2, 3. And now you got 2, 3, 5. There you go. Good. And now contract. Contract all the way to 5 finger. There you go. And now it's your 2, 4, 5. And then just 1, 4, 5. Nope. It's right where you were. Nothing moved. It's just 1, 4, 5. So start right there with that 2, 4, 5 again in measure 11, the 4th chord in. There you go. And one more time. Those 5 chords. Right there. Try to go faster. Good. One more time and go faster. And then keep going, so you're just expanding down. And then expanding down again. Contract. There you go. Yeah. Not. Yeah, try that last line again. Nice. One more time, see if you can go faster on the last line. Alright, cool. So let's go back to the top and let's count it and let's do what we did last time. And again, when I was saying go and count the bum 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 bum, the point is there's basically counting is just a ticking clock. And I'm just wanting you to have that flow of that tick of the clock going in your head where you're just paying attention to a 16th note being 1 click and an 8th note being 2, a dotted 8th being 3, that's it. And so all I'm going to do to help you out is just say count silently or count 1 ianda. That's it. So silent on measure 1. So make sure you start with 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Okay. And the first finger, thumb and fourth finger. Thumb and fourth finger. Start. Okay. And 1 ianda. Nice. And back to a silent count. And then 1 ianda again. Ah, that's a 16th. Wait. You got 4/16 in a row. Now you're holding that last 16th. That's just as quick. Yeah, that was it. Now you just got to hold those notes. One anda. Try that again. Count louder. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And back to 1. No, back to the silent count. Now those are all 16ths right there. Try that again. Those are all 16ths. 5/16 in a row. And now back to your 1, 2, 3s. Straight the octave. Jump up, jump up, jump up. Yep, okay. Go for it. 1, 2, 3. And back to 1 anda. One anda. Start playing. You got it. You're already there. And back to 1 anda. Don't just 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1 anda. Hit it and go. You're already there.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. You got it. And then contract. Contract before you start to play. Two, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. There you go. Yep, count it. 1, 2, 3.
Lost.
Okay, the 4th chord of measure 11. 4th chord of measure 11. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. There you go. Stay right there. No, that's one different chord. And go back to 1 anda. 1 anda. So you know how to count the whole measure. 1 anda. And then and. That's you're already there. Good. So why do we count measure 12 1 anda? instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and something else?
Because I would be confused when I to measure 13.
No, I mean, the logic is if you're going to hold that last note all the way to the end of the measure, how are you going to know when to stop if you just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? You have to count some pattern that'll get you all the way to the end of the measure.
Oh, that's kind of what I meant.
Okay.
So, like, if I didn't count it, then I wouldn't know when measure 14 started. And I'd be
Right.
guessing.
Okay. I see what your point is. Right. Exactly. And then what about why are you counting measure 10 one-eanda?
Because there's that long whole note tied to
Right.
the 16th note. That would be confusing and could screw through it.
Right. What about measure 4? Why are you counting that one-eanda?
Because there's no pattern in the rhythm like there is in, like, say, measure 5. So there'd be no guarantee that I would come in.
Right.
To come in
Exactly.
that 16th note
Right.
and that 8th note next to each other.
Right. Good. And then what about measure 2? Why count one-eanda on that one?
Same thing. It has that 16th note tied to the
Right.
whole note at the end.
Okay. Yeah, it's just really important that you see that. Okay, so let's go through one more time. And I'm not going to tell you how to count any given measure. So you can count silent on the ones that are silent. But if it's a one-eanda, count loud so I can hear it, so I can see. Because I'm going to try to follow you, whatever you're doing. And if I can't follow you, then I'll speak up. But otherwise, I want to just see if you go through the whole thing using your logic, because that's the most important thing. Not even if you stop, that's fine to think about it, but try to keep going and just I just want to see all your logic come together. Anyway, go for it. That was the 16th note. That fourth note's the 16th note. Go again.
One, three. Three.
Nice.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2.
Contract there.
Shoot.
It's all right.
1, 2, 3. 2, 2. 1 back. 1, 2. 4, 3, 2. No, that's wrong. 2.
You got it?
Shoot.
That was it. You did the whole thing perfect. That was awesome. That was really, really good. That is that's an advanced song from both, a rhythmic standpoint and a pitch standpoint. I mean, that's excellent. So at this point, you've got it. It would just be practice to get it better. So let's move on. Let's go to 14. Okay, so based on the logic that we had just discussed a few minutes back, what key is this?
Oh, 6. Okay. So this would be just be blue.
No. It's got to. If it's 5, 6, or 7, it has to be
a green.
A green. So which one is this?
So it would be green.
Green. Yes. And what alphabetically? That's going to be what?
Green is. Oh, we're talking flat. So G flat.
G flat. There you go. Nice. All right. Let's play that scale a couple times. You can go as far as you want.
Wait a minute. All right.
Nice. So what are your two white notes?
We're left, right in the gap, so they are yellow and red, violet.
Yeah, yellow, green, red, violet. So if you look at the page, the red violets sort of are obvious. They're the ones that jump out the most starkly. And so anyway, then you just gotta keep up with the yellow greens on top of that. So let's just, well, first of all, just by looking at it, whatever that first chord is, just by looking at its height, and we assume that that's a hand position, how far do you think that hand position is going to extend?
On just the first measure or throughout?
Yeah, from the very first chord, if that's basically a hand position, how far do you think we're going to be able to go staying in that hand position? Just by looking ahead.
Okay, this looks like it's kind of the same to like maybe 11 might get a little dicey.
Okay. Could be. Could be. All right. So let's set it up. Let's just jump right in. Get that first chord. And remember, you're mostly playing block notes. So your decisions can be based on assuming that you're going to have black notes instead of white notes in all of your hands. So you got that chord, right?
Yeah, it's like that, right?
Yeah, hit that chord again, that first chord. Yeah, now pull your hand away, close your eyes, and then do it again. Find that chord again as quick as you can. And do it a couple times. Good. All right, now that chord starts measure 2, measure 5, measure 6. So that's sort of an anchor chord. Let's do the chord now that starts measure 4, since that's another common chord. So just look at your low note, which is what? Find that. Is it all black notes?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a 1, 2, 5, just like what started measures 1 and 3. So basically, that chord is one scale step lower than what you did on measure 1, is it not? Go back to the chord on measure 1, the first chord. Nope. Nope. Yellow-green's the low note. Go back to the very first chord of the song. 1, 2, 5. Stretch it out. There you go. That's the first chord of measure 1. Now go to the first chord of measure 4. You just go one step to the left, every note, and it's all blacks. One scale step. That's the first, yep. That's the relationship between those two chords. Okay? Let's do one more. Let's go to the, go to measure 6, and halfway through measure 6, where you see the first markings for 1, 2, 5, where the low note is a blue violet, go to that chord, where blue violet's on the bottom. Measure 6, halfway through.
Okay.
Play that chord. 1, 2, 5. Hit it. There you go. So that's sort of another hand position. And those 3 chords are really defining a lot of hand. Basically, that is the movement of your hand positions in this song. One of those 3 chords. So let's play those 3 different chords. So the chord of measure 1, measure 4, and measure 6. Measure 4 and measure 6. Halfway through measure 6. Blue violin on the bottom. Again, they're all 1, 2, 5 chords. Hit those, drop the fingers. 1, 2, 5. It's got the same shape. You're going too far. So you're keeping that same shape every time.
Here.
Down. Measure 4.
Step.
One step down. And then go up to blue violet. Whatever that chord is, centered on blue violet on the bottom. Just go ahead and jump. There you go. Try those 3 again. See if you can memorize those 3. So one started on yellow green, another one started on violet, and another one started on blue violet. So don't even look at the page. You got yellow green, now go to violet on the bottom, and now go to blue violet. And do them again. Yellow green. Violet. And blue violet. And do them again. Just think it through on your own. Yellow, green, violet, blue, violet. And just see how fast you can go through those 3. Couple more times. No, that's too close. All right. right, so with that, let's go through starting at measure 1, and let's see if that can get us through at least the first 4 lines with those basic hand positions. And you don't move your hand. Just 1, 2, 4. What are those notes? You're already covering the chord. Try it again now. Yeah, faster. Even faster. Okay, now you're moving down to the violet chord. Now, move your thumb down 1 step to blue, and then contract in. Contract in. There you go. To 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Blue and blue green. There you go. Nice. Try that again. Go back to the start of that measure with 1, 2, 5. And then go down 1 step and contract in. Go down 1 step to blue with your thumb, and then contract your hand in. Nice. Do it again. Just do those 4 chords and try to get a little more fluid. And again. Faster. That's good. Yeah, so see if you can now get where you can go like. So the move is really just a slide to the left and a contract all in one motion. Good. 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 Okay, so let's do now measure 4. It starts exactly the same. So go ahead and start measure 4, just like measure 3. And then contract in. And then it stays on that chord and works its way back up. That's all it is. Let's go to measure 5, which is this, just like the first chord of the song.
Oops.
Yeah. Just keep going. Measure 6. And now you're moving up to that blue violet chord. 1, 2, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 5. Everything but your 4th finger. Just drop it. There you go. Now just move your thumb down by 1 to blue green, keeping all your other fingers set. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3. Move your thumb back up. And now that's that 1, 2, 3, 5 chord again. Everything but your 4th finger. And now your thumb moves down. Your thumb moves down. Keep going. Now stop for a second. The only finger to move is your fifth finger. So 2, 3, 5. No, I mean, you don't have to move it yet. You didn't move it first. So it starts with your fifth finger on yellow green. 2, 3, 5. Play your 2, 3, 5 fingers. Fifth finger on yellow green. Nope. Nope. No fourth finger. Fifth finger. And then move your fifth finger up one to the next chord. And it's another 2, 3, 5. Yeah, so try those last 4 chords of that measure. So it's 1, 2, and 4. Good. One more time. Very nice. 1, 2, 4. Nice. All right, let's try just the first 4 lines again. So basically you worked them out. Now let's just try to do it a little bit more seamlessly. One, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. Make sure you're playing a fifth finger. 1, 2, 5. And then contract in and move left. Back to your 1, 2. Good. Nice. That's a 4-note chord. Hit that chord. Hit it again. There you go. Good. All you got to do is move your thumb now. Everything stays the same. You just move your thumb for that next chord. Moving your thumb back up. And move your thumb down.
Up. Nice. Let's do it all again. That was good. Those first 4 lines again.
Try to get that chord as quick as you can. Keep going, keep going. Think as quick as you can. All you have to do is move your thumb. That hand position is set. 2, 3, and 4 fingers on the black note. There you go. Thumb moves, thumb moves, thumb moves. Down by 1.
Sorry. So
yeah. No, that's 1, 2, 4 right there.
So it's there. Good. Let's stay with that hand position and start mid measure of measure 6 again with that 1, 2, 5 chord. So I want you to stay with that hand position and just work it out a little bit more. And all you're doing is moving your thumb. The only thing that moves is your thumb. Nice. Let's try again from mid measure 6. Good. That was perfect. That was much, much better. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can go faster. I wanted to see how quickly you can think through these combinations. Try again. Good. Just keep doing it. Good. So see if you can do it. Again, treating everything like it's a 16th note, where especially when you go from measure 6 to measure 7, try to knock out any delay and just see if you can get that transition quickly. Very nice. Yes. Let's do that 2 more times, just like that, and then we'll move on. Yeah, and don't worry about if it's a little rough. Just try to keep going.
Awesome. One more. That was great. Okay, cool. So now let's just look at measures 9 and 10. And what I want you to do is just by looking at the chord without playing them, I just want to go through a word analysis. And I want you to look at each chord and say whether the two notes that are closest together are top heavy, bottom heavy, or whether the chord is equal, meaning that all the intervals are exactly the same distance. So that first one is what?
Top heavy.
Keep going. Next.
Bottom heavy, top heavy, bottom heavy, equal, equal, top heavy, bottom heavy, top heavy, top heavy, top heavy.
Good. Okay. So now, since you're in the right hand, is the top heavy in every case a 1-3-5 fingering? Just scan through those measures 9 and 10 and tell me if that holds true.
Yes, it's like.
Is every bottom heavy a 1-2-5?
Yes.
Yes. So the equal chords, the last two chords of measure 9, use two different fingerings. But here's what I want you to think through. Let's play that first chord, which is starting on blue-green. We're just looking at the last two chords of measure 9. So you got a 1, 2, 3 starting on blue-green. Go ahead and play that chord with your 1, 2, and 3 fingers. No. So it's blue, green, red, violet, blue. 1, 2, and 3. No fifth finger. Hit that chord now. Yes. Hold those fingers. Now play the next chord. Don't look at the 1-3-5. Let's play. That's probably a mistake that I put in there. Just play it with 2-3-5 because you're 2 and 3.
We're in the middle of measure 9, right?
No. The last chord of measure 9. Play with a 2, 3, and 5 fingers. Should be 2-3-5.
Wait, what am I playing with?
The last chord of measure 9. Your second finger's already where it needs to be. Your third finger's where it needs to be. Put your fifth finger on. Yeah, play that. Good. Play the chord before it with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then play the next chord, 2, 3, 5. So basically, since two of the notes are shared between those two chords, you treat it like it's one big chord, but you're just playing half of it at one time. You see the logic of that? So you're covering both chords with one hand position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So other than that, every chord in these two measures is a top heavy or bottom heavy. So pull your hand away and go back then to those 4 notes that you're covering right there. And then play those 2 chords. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. So you got a blue, green is on the bottom. Uh-huh. Yep. And then pull your hand away and do it again. Yep. One more time, pull away. Okay. All right. So now, for the rest of these chords, you're dealing with the interval of a sixth, which is just one step wider than a fifth. So one step wider than a 5-finger hand position. And I just want you to look at the bottom note. Okay? So that bottom note is green on that first one. So go to green with your thumb. For first chord of measure 9, go to green. Find green. Quick as you can.
Find green with your thumb. Good. Now just play a top-heavy chord, 1, 3, 5. Good. Go to the next chord on blue-violet. Thumb on blue-violet. That's what you're thinking about. Thumb on blue-violet, and then it's a 1, 2, 5. Yep. And now go back to green, top-heavy. You're thinking green before you think. Is there anything else? 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. Uh-huh. Now, one step down to red-violet. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. Good. Now you're going to that, you got that, the two chords at the end of the measure, centered, starting on blue-green. Get your thumb on blue-green. And then, uh-huh. Uh-huh. And now you've got another chord. Your thumb stays on blue-green. It's just a 1, 3, 5. Pull your hand into a 1, 3, 5.
Thumb stays on blue green.
Uh-huh. But you got a 1, 3, 5. Violet's on top. Uh-huh. Now put your thumb on violet. The next chord. Just automatically move your thumb to violet. That's your first thought process. And then 1, 2, 5. It's all blacks. All blacks. Now go back to blue-green. Thumb on blue-green. And then 1, 3, 5. And then go to green. Jump all the way down to green with your thumb. Just automatically go to green. And then it's a 1, 3, 5. No. Think about the top note. What's that? That top note's blue-violet. That top note's blue-violet. Now, drop 1, 3, 5. Third finger's probably going to fall where it needs to.
Where?
The last chord of major 10. Yeah, hit that chord again. Good. Let's do it again. So again, with every chord, your first thought is, where do I put my thumb on the bottom note? Whatever it is. Knowing what you're trying to get used to is the feel of the distance of a sixth, since every one of these chords is a sixth. How far is that away from your thumb? And if you can get used to feeling that, you're going to be able to get these chords very quickly just by feeling that distance. All right, go for it. Start with major 9. Try to move as quick as you can. Just finding it. Uh-huh. Again. Good. And now you got this funky chord. For these next two chords, it's blue-green on the bottom. Automatically go to the bottom. Automatically go to blue-green. Stretch it out. Stretch your hand out because this is the funky one.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Now you're back to evaluating all these 6 chords. Look at the bottom note and go from there. Nope. You were on the same bottom note. Blue-green, right there. Uh-huh. 1, 3, 5. Mm-hmm. Good.
Alright, so stillness.
Go into violet.
No.
Uh-huh. To blue-green. 1, 3, 5. And go into green. Automatically go down to green before you think through anything. Nice. Much better. Let's do this one more time. Starting with major 9. So you're thinking through, what's that root color? Uh-huh. So it's green. Green. Uh-huh. Yep. Automatically move that thumb. Don't even try to think through the whole chord. Just the thumb. Then figure it out from there. So hang on a second. Let's do one thing first. All I want you to do is move your thumb to the bottom note of every one of these chords in major 10. Just play the bottom note with your thumb. As quick as you can. Go. Good. That's what you're trying to do. That's the process. So now let's do it one more time with the chords, where you're automatically moving your thumb that quickly, so you're getting rid of that part of the thought process. Okay, and then go. Move that thumb, just like you did before.
Just thumb?
Yeah, play the chord, but move the thumb first, then figure out the chord. Move that thumb. Move that thumb. Good. Move the thumb. Move the thumb. And this is the funky chord that's spread out. 1, 2, 3. Uh-huh. And then where's that thumb on that next one? You're already there. You're already there. You just got to... Uh-huh. Good. Move that thumb.
Thumb.
Uh-huh. You got it. Uh-huh. Move that thumb. 1, 3, 5. Uh-huh. And move the thumb. It's a big jump. Nice. Much quicker process. That's the idea, is you're kind of doing this based on feel, where at the last second you're going, okay, what are the actual notes? But what you're really doing is you're moving based on one color, and then you're trying to solve the chord based on a shape, a distance away from your thumb, and the shape of the chord being top heavy or bottom heavy. That's the first. It's a sequential thought process of logic, where the actual last thing you do is determine the colors. You see my point on that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it is a shorthand. It's like counting in groups versus, like, if you had a stack of cans. You're counting in groups, where you're counting rows and height to get, you know, the cubic number of cans in a stack. This is a shorthand way to play notes. Instead of looking at every single note, you're evaluating a shape, and your hand just automatically starts assuming how to expand and contract or whatever it is. That's the logic, and that is, if you can get that, you can do anything with chords, because it just becomes so simple to evaluate things. All right, let's leave it at that. That was awesome. So that'll conclude lesson 184 with Bernard Kitchens on April 20th, 2016.